I'm going to actually do a different kind of video today, and I'm going to actually talk about a couple of things here. So, like, bear with me, but I don't think Monster Hunter Wilds is actually fundamentally a good game for me to actually buy or invest in it. Actually, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Monster Hunter Wilds fully. I like Monster Hunter Wilds as a combat thing, and the only reason why I didn't even buy it but I managed to play it is because I have a friend who actually owns it, and I was actually willing to, hey, can I try it out for a minute? It looks like a hot garbage when you put the game in a very medium or low settings. There's a lot of things that we can talk about most on the Wilds. Why is it actually really bad in this kind of state of moment when people already be giving up praises for this amazing game? Well, the reason why is simple. It's just the performance issues and also the lack of content and also a lot of less friction in the game. Honestly, it heartbreaks me, to be honest with you, the fact that I have to talk about it, because I really do enjoy Monster Hunter World, and I was able to actually finish the Iceborne DLC last year, and on stream too, by the way. But I really do enjoy Monster Hunter as a game itself. Even though I never tried Monster Hunter Rise or any of the older Monster Hunter games, Monster Hunter 1 was my first ever Monster Hunter game ever. And I love that game with all my heart because it is one of the few unique things that I really do enjoy in terms of the combat, in terms of a lot of things going around in the game. The monsters are amazing, the world building is amazing, the weapons are also very fun to use. Even though I am a great sword user and I have been mostly 85% of my time missing my own swings, and I enjoy that. But most on the Wilds has been actually a step up in terms of combat for from Worlds, but it wasn't a big step up in terms of performance. Performance was very hungry, and I know it was actually made in a Resident Evil engine, RE engine actually. Sorry, apologize for that. But I have to say that RE engine is just not made for open world games because I've been already hysterically um, how was the word for it? Well, I was actually skeptical for when the beta test actually launched because Dragon's Dogma 2 was made in RE Engine, and that game was received a lot of bad reviews because of performance issues. And I kid you not, when the beta test was actually on air, I was actually really sad about it. I love playing the game and actually fight against the monsters with a couple of new people and some of my friends. Honestly, I was actually enjoyable, but unfortunately, the performance was just not very happy with it because I had to put everything low, and the game looks like terrible. It looks so blurry. It looks so pixelated, and when I mean low, I had to put everything to the lowest of the low. Resolution scale none. FSR none. And for FSR, I do have to turn that one on. Everything low, shadow low, lights low. Everything is just so bad. Compared to Monster Hunter World runs perfectly when I actually put up the game in medium settings. I don't have a really beefy PC, unfortunately, but before, if anyone actually tells me that I need to get a better PC, I don't want to, because of the GPU market nowadays is actually really ridiculous nowadays. But for now, I'm just happy with the PC that I have right now. But I am not very happy with the Monster Hunter Wilds because it runs like absolutely potato. It really heartbreaks me because like the only reason why I was actually in Monster Hunter World to begin with is because Dragon's Dogma 1 and a friend of mine was actually really liking it, and I really got into Dragon's Dogma 1 after hours of playing it. And then after that, I was thinking of like trying out Monster Hunter World because my friend, the same friend who recommended me Dragon's Dogma 1, actually recommended me to play Monster Hunter World, and I was actually enjoying it, not gonna lie. Even though Volcana is absolutely just literally railing me with all his ice spikes in my chest, but I still love the game regardless. But I also want to actually put that one aside for now because I also do know of the fact that the game is actually a little bit lackluster. To be honest with you, the fact the game is actually going to be updated one monster in every 3 months is actually insane. To be honest with you, at that time people are already tired of playing the game. What's even worse is the fact that the game is very very easy to get the materials. The materials are not that hard to get compared to Monster Hunter World. And because of that, well, actually, let me retract that. The reason why I brought this one up is because I have a problem when it comes to game being way too easy. There was a video that was actually from Maximilian, who is actually a big fan of Capcom, literally talk about friction. And when it comes to friction, I think friction in games essentially is, but let me actually explain it to you, is to make the game difficult, but at the same time enjoyable. But that difficulty is not hindering you from enjoying the game. It's like Souls-like. Why the bosses are so hard? Because literally they want to let you achieve the satisfaction of defeating the boss, even if the boss is hard. That is the friction. You have to get through a hard boss, even despite the normal attack that you have. You have only a normal sword while that boss is doing absolutely 2 to 3 combos of spells that you have never seen before, but you still manage to prevail through. That's one thing I really do like Monster Hunter World is the fact that I am missing 85% of my time with my grid sword. But because of because the friction was actually so balanced with the monsters that you're playing, it kind of does encourage you to actually learn from your mistakes. But Monster Hunter Wilds makes things a little bit too easier for you. The materials that you get for each armor set or any weapons that you want to actually grind for are actually very simple. Even the gems that you try to actually grind for are also very simple to get, which kind of destroys the whole momentum of grinding the game. And don't get me wrong, the combat is great, but the combat I feel like it is also the problem, is a part of the problem of friction. The game lets you, if you guys don't know, Most Hunter Wild actually lets you to actually control the steering of you whenever you swing an attack. So like, technically when I swing my grid sword, I have to press this one specific button and move around the camera so that I can actually move my grid sword to actually hit the enemy on the specific direction that I wanted to be in. And because of that, it wasn't really a bad thing, but at the same time, it kind of destroys the whole entire thing of like me learning my timing, learning my momentum, or like being disciplined with me swinging my sword, or at least be disciplined with the where I'm actually looking at or when I'm using a sword. It's great. But the fact that the monsters are also very easy to kill, that makes it a little bit less fun. And don't get me wrong, I did put in a couple of hours in Monster Hunter Wilds, but I couldn't even bear to actually play the game because of how ugly it looks. To be honest with you, the fact that Monster Hunter Wilds need to be open world doesn't really make sense to me when the open worldness is already literally exists in Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World was actually not a really open world game. It's like a mini area for each bosses that or monsters that you want to hunt on. But I like that because the each area are more unique and you don't really need to go one place to another. Yeah, and actually you just explore the monsters. There is also another place, I don't remember what was the name, where they actually include all of the biome into one singular open world. But it's not that big. It's not a big open world, but it's like a kind of like a mini sandbox with all the biomes where you can actually roam around and actually kill monsters. I think that one is actually a really good idea. But I don't see why Monster Hunter needs to go open world. It's great, but the mechanic of you roaming around one place to another is not really something that I want to actually spend my time on. Or even knowing the fact that I can just go around seamlessly into going into a new biome, which is nice, but like at the same time, does it real is it was it worth it to actually sacrifice the performance so that you can actually put it into an open world aspect of the game? To be honest, no, because the game is actually not that cheap too. It's $60 with only a couple of monsters, and we are getting another monster in summer. I don't know what it is, but we also got another monster. We also just got a monster, which is a pink monster. I don't remember his name to be honest with you, but it's been way too long because like this is going to be the second monster. And when did Monster Hunter Wilds just came out? Probably around February or January. I don't remember. It was February. Yeah, it was February. And honestly, it was a little bit of a bummer. So Right now, as you can see, literally Monster Hunter Wilds has been actually being review bombed by the whole community. And honestly, people are keep talking about it, and people are saying the fact that the game does not deserve this. Honestly, I kind of feel like it does actually deserve the failing of from the community themselves, because the community, don't get me wrong, I think the community also thinks that they're treating wilds as if it's a monster hunter world game, when it's actually just wilds. Honestly, monster hunter wilds, I wouldn't be surprised if it does require a longer production to actually boot up some new updates in the future. And honestly, it's a little bit sad now that people are actually just realizing the fact that they spend or waste their money onto a game where like they don't really need to actually put a lot of hours into the game compared to Monster Hunter Worlds. And honestly, it kind of ruins the experience and adventure with your friends. And personally, I can't really couldn't agree more with that. I couldn't be more agree with their own anger against Monster Hunter Wilds, because Capcom has been really making very bad decisions when it comes to open world games. I'm not shitting on Capcom; they make good games. Resident Evil games are amazing, but I feel like open world games, they need to be more cooked in the oven. And Dragon's Dogma 2 should have been really be cooked in more time in the oven, literally. And I feel like it deserves some kind of retribution, at least from Monster Hunter Wilds, because I feel like the community has been let down by the company decision for actually being like luster with the performance. And I know there will be more patches that are coming by in the way, coming on the way, but I just feel like it's just I feel like it's a little bit too late for me. And of course, I'm not going to spend that much money for Monster Hunter Wilds nowadays, actually. Unfortunately. But yeah, that's just it for me. Hope you have a lovely day, have a lovely night. Peace out. This is not going to be any video, especially really. I don't really know who's going to actually come by to watch this movie video. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, I guess. See ya.